My research is on analyzing viewer preferences, a comparative study on gaming live streams and pre-recorded videos. So what are live streams? Well, live streams are digital forms of entertainment that involve a streamer and a viewer, which are typically broadcast on platforms, and the viewers can interact with the streamer through chats and donations. By paying a small thing like $5, they can communicate directly to the streamer, and the streamer will often respond or acknowledge it by giving them a shout out. In addition, live streams have grown very quickly, as can be seen by Joe Blum research that said that it was quickly developed and anticipated forms of media significantly among young adults. So the growth of live streams is mainly because of its accessibility. Not only is it able to be easily streamed and join a live stream and chat, but you can also start a stream really easily. I personally have experienced this as I was involved with creating a live stream and trying to create a channel. However, I eventually gave it up, but it was really easy for me to start and learn more about how to do it. In addition, the category of gaming has subsequently risen in popularity along with live streams, and by combining these two things, there was a lot of connections identified between the live streaming industry and the gaming industry, as both have seen a significant increase in numbers. So what impact does live streaming have? Live streaming has become a well-known thing among young adults, but also among teens. It's becoming more available on social media apps like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, and they have seen a growing demographic of high school consumers. So what is Twitch? Well, Twitch is one of these online live streaming platforms that has seen a huge growth of consumers with 2,478,474 people watching a stream on average at the same time, 31 million users per day, and 57,330,279 hours watched daily. From this, my research, there's a lack of research on high school demographic and a U.S. demographic. The literature I looked at only looked at typically young adults, ages 18 to 26, and also they were looked at other countries including Canada, Australia, and Germany, and China. There's also been a lack of data on mental health as a motivation for why Twitch is being used, and the viewer perception of streams over videos. In addition, there's been nothing specifically looking at the category of gaming on Twitch. It's been overall as a whole, because Twitch has multiple categories of content that that viewers can look at. So this led to my research question. Do high schoolers prefer to watch gaming live streams on Twitch over pre-recorded videos on YouTube? And what influences their motivation for why, if they do? So from my research, I identified that the main motivations came from the UGT, which means the uses and gratifications theory. This looked at the hours watched by viewers, the streamers that they followed, the streamers that they watched, and what streamers they were subscribed to, which often cost $5. In addition, the usage, viewers typically watch on average 95 minutes per day, and in addition, the growth of Twitch has grown dramatically, and I wanted to see if it was typically a trend, as more people tended to want to join and watch once other people started viewing. In addition, esports was another category looked at, as in live streamed video game content, including video game tournaments, and also professional video game gameplay that viewers really like to watch. In addition, Twitch offered real-time viewer engagement with being able to directly chat with their viewers rather than having a wall in between a comment section and like a delayed time in between responses on YouTube. In addition, mental health and coping was identified as a gap in addition, parasocial relationships was another thing that was identified by that Twitch could have. This meant that that the connection between streamer and viewer didn't necessarily have to be that close, and instead the streamer could see themselves as not having that personal relationship with their viewer and just being more and just trying to entertain their audience. So the method that I use, I looked at the two platforms, Twitch and YouTube, because they were the largest platforms for pre-recorded videos and video game live streams. In addition, I used a quantitative survey with a multiple choice and 7-point Likert scale, which many of my parent studies use. And I originally looked at using a 5-point Likert scale, but because all of my parent studies use a 7-point Likert scale, I decided to change that. In addition, I had some initial binary questions that I wanted to ask the viewer, basically just answering that first initial research question if they preferred watching YouTube or Twitch. And I also, in my third section of my research, I used coded questions from my lit review, looking at and identifying why viewers tended to like one platform over the other. In addition, I decided to not have interviews as the qualitative data can and no qualitative data to be collected, since the data could be analyzed through the previously coded questions in the lit review. So the first part of the survey, this was the introduction for the participant, and this asked if they first preferred watching YouTube live streams, Twitch live streams, or pre-recorded videos on YouTube, and then asked the hours watched on the respective platform, and if they watched on multiple sessions or one singular section. Part 2 involved the 7-point Likert scale that included some modified questions from one of my parent studies. And then the third part were my own coded questions based on that uses and gratifications theory. And I looked at the evolution of Twitch, basically looking at the new trends, esports, which was the professional gaming, viewer engagement, the connection between the streamer and the viewer, and then the parasocial relationships, which was another way of looking at the connection between streamer and viewer. So the original examples of questions, so the first one, using Twitch as a habit, there's something I do. And then when I have nothing better to do, I use Twitch. I kept those in my own study because I was looking at if it was habitual or not. And then in addition, being part of the Twitch community, I found that that was a good question to keep because I wanted to see if people really valued being in that community or they didn't really care about it. And then, so the modified versions of the questions, these were the ones that I changed in my section 2 of my survey. And then I changed it to include both Twitch and or YouTube. And I also included, so I basically just modified them to include both of the platforms. In addition, I analyzed it through Google Sheets to find the mean of each Likert scale question. I also created 2 different sheets to separate the data of the people who responded for Twitch and people who responded that they preferred YouTube. So this was initially in order to find correlations, but I later found that I didn't need to, as the mean values found enough data to represent like what both groups labeled as a whole. So in total, I received 220 participants, and most of them did indeed say that YouTube was their preferred platform, and the data upheld its merit because the respondents agreed that Twitch and YouTube were the 2 largest platforms that they watched and are currently in the media. So for my section 1, I asked how many hours and also if they preferred to watch YouTube or Twitch in multiple sessions or one. And it seems like people watch way more hours on YouTube compared to Twitch, and in addition, they barely consume any hours on YouTube Live, which is the live streaming service on YouTube. In addition, the respondents preferred to watch it in multiple sessions rather than one. So for my second data section, which was using the 7-point Likert scale, I found that people answered with a mean value of 4.64 for watching Twitch as being habitual. And then the other question that was also looking at it being habitual upheld the last graph. In addition, for the last question with asking it for if people prefer to be part of the community and be involved, people said no. For my third data section, which were my coded questions, I asked if the first question looked at esports, and they answered that they did agree that they could watch more professional gaming tournaments on Twitch than on YouTube. And then the other question, people responded that YouTube actually allows them to relax and cope with stress more than Twitch. And then continuing on, people agreed that Twitch allowed people to have stronger relationships with the content creator than YouTube, and they also agreed that streamers can communicate more actively, which was looking at the real-time viewer engagement. So people overwhelmingly preferred to watch on YouTube, so there were 182 more people who preferred to watch YouTube over Twitch, and this I found that looking at new trends, esports, viewer engagement, and parasocial relationships didn't seem to have much effect on the as being a motivation for why people chose to do it, because all of them agreed that Twitch provided these things compared to YouTube. Yeah, they overwhelmingly agreed that they prefer to watch YouTube. So this made it seem like the only factors that influenced people's decisions was the ability to cope with their mental issues, and also it being out of habit. This was because YouTube was developed way before Twitch, and people have been accustomed to watching on YouTube rather than on Twitch, which is a newer platform. In addition, people thought that Twitch wouldn't necessarily be in the literature, people found that Twitch wouldn't necessarily be the correct place to discuss these mental issues, as it's very public and open, and it can be used for close. In addition, I found some interesting findings with my initial data. I didn't expect that there would be such an overwhelming majority of people who prefer to watch YouTube. And in addition, I thought it was interesting that YouTube Live wasn't watched at all. However, because that is on YouTube, so it would describe the habitual things, because since it's on the same platform, people would be more likely to view it rather than Twitch. However, I also found that YouTube Live was implemented even more recently than Twitch, so that would explain why it wasn't viewed as much. In addition, I found some contrast from the literature. Gross et al. Stated that Twitch had better viewer engagement, and it also helped people become part of the community. However, my respondents stated that they didn't necessarily enjoy being part of that community, and that could explain why they didn't really care to be on Twitch. In addition, Twitch was identified for being able to support people with their mental health issues, but once again, people thought that YouTube provided more support. So moving on to the limitations, I think that the interviews also could have helped get a more in-depth look at people's thoughts, and specifically why they ultimately chose that YouTube was better than Twitch, despite them answering that they agreed that Twitch provided all these more things. And in addition, my population only looked at one specific high school, Brophy College Preparatory, which is a predominantly white Jesuit Catholic school. And in addition, there were no demographics looked at, as it was an anonymous survey. I didn't necessarily look at age, grade level, or their race. In addition, I wanted to change one of the questions after I started collecting, but I found that there wasn't necessarily enough time to do so, and that was about the hours watched, because of the answer choices, I stayed 0 to 2, 2 to 4, rather than being 0 to 2, 3 to 5, which would have been more effective at analyzing the data. In conclusion, UGT might affect platforms individually, but not when two platforms are compared. YouTube was also to answer the main research question, YouTube was the preferred platform for male high school students. And the main factors that influenced this decision were the mental health, being able to help them cope with their mental health issues, and also it being based on their previous habits to watch YouTube. Overall, there can be more research found on this topic, as there's been, like I said, no data on there's been no data on high school students or on the category of gaming. And in addition, there has been no data collected on VODs, which are recorded videos of those live streams that are typically uploaded to YouTube. Thank you.
So you're running